If Muslims will come and lie and tell you it is a farmers' headers crisis, it is not farmers' headers crisis. So those Christians who are being killed, their people are telling you now that they are being killed because they are Christians. Don't argue with them. Listen to them. The man is telling you he's being killed and he thinks this is why he's being killed. Who are you to tell him that is not the reason you're being killed? You're being killed for a different reason. What reason? What reason? There is no reason to kill them at all. So this is what they think. They are being killed by Muslims. Muslims want to take over their land in the Benue Valley, in the Plateau Highlands, in the Mambila Plains, of course, in Southern Kaduna. All these are Christian-dominated areas. For me, I don't have a thing against Kenneth. All we want to tell Kenneth is, please, stop attacking our principal. Now that you have gone to work with Atiku, be fine with him.
How did you know
leave us alone?
How did you know he's working with Atiku, sir?
I know that for sure. He wouldn't turn overnight. Yes, of course. I'm not a child now. I've discussed this severally with several members of our movement, and we know the reason. Atiku is who he's working for, no one else.
So what do you think? Why you think saying they work for Atiku? Why you think saying leave on a go they work for Atiku? Why would he leave it?
Well, he left us. I'm not the one to state his reasons. He said openly Peter Obi disappointed him. And I say Peter didn't disappoint him.
Hello everyone and welcome back. My people, Dr. Katch Ononuju just dropped another bombshell by telling Nigeria government the bitter truth as he supports Senator Ted Cruz, who claimed that Nigeria is witnessing a Christian genocide. Cruz has accused Nigeria authorities of turning a blind eye to mass killings, church burning, and kidnapping targeting Christians. Dr. Katch Ononuju agreed, saying that the pattern of violence cannot be ignored or brushed aside. He warned that the silence of the government only fuels suspicions that Christians' lives are being deliberately wiped out. And also, he exposes Kenneth Okonkwo, saying that Kenneth Okonkwo has been led astray, that they are using Kenneth Okonkwo to attack Peter Obi, and he issued a serious warning to Kenneth Okonkwo that Kenneth Okonkwo should go ahead and support Atiku, but he should leave Peter Obi alone. Make I not talk too much. Let me allow you guys to listen to the full video as well as other matter Dr. Katch Ononuju discussed here. Please do well to subscribe for more updates. Like the video so that YouTube will recommend it to other people to watch. Share it and also leave your thoughts in the comment section. Through your comment, we all learn as well. Thank you so much for doing so.
I see everything as a part of the flux that our country is going through, and I simply seek to enjoy it, not allow it to worry ourselves, because I know from here we will still get to a better place. There was a time it was so difficult, we were choked during the Abacha period, but it came and went, and then Nigeria became free again. We had the same thing under General Babangida, even under Buhari, when nepotism was weaponized, and when Buhari then sought to subjugate the Igbos, and later on, when nobody said, everybody joined in his subjugation game, and today we have Fulani violence everywhere, all states, all regions. So these things come and they go simply because we have severe teething problems in growing into nationhood.
So you think,
and
Senator Buhari now starts or lay the precedents to Fulanis attacking communities for Nigeria? People go tell you say Fulani herdsmen attack on the existence.
No. It was there as herdsmen.
Farmer head clash, as they call it.
That we used to have farmers' headers crisis. But under Buhari, what they decided to do was to tell all Fulanis of the world that we're having challenges in war zones, like in Mali, where they were fighting in central Mali, like in Central African Republic, in Burkina Faso, and other parts of the Sahel. Buhari's policy was they should all come into Nigeria. And that came with its risk. You can't just come into Nigeria. Where would you settle? Whose land? And when the National Assembly refused to yield land, then they now turned into the violent militia we saw that were now using ethnic cleansings to seize land from indigenous people. And today, the Tinubu has come And yes, he has tried to stop the Fulani, but I think he has not been successful because he doesn't seem to have had the political will, in my calculations, to return indigenous people displaced as IDPs from their indigenous homes. Tinubu need to find a will to return them back to their ancestral homes for us to bring those people's crisis to a closure. So, yes, he may have, under his Tinubu administration, made efforts to stop the Fulani march across the Benue Valley. And that's where it concerns me, because if Benue falls, the East becomes very vulnerable. So it's good that we have stopped them in Benue. But whatever it is that makes them sack Christians in Benue and Plateau State is the reason why members of the US Congress are now citing Nigeria as a country of particular interest, because Benue State is 98% Christian, mostly Catholics, then followed by the NKSC, which is Lengu Christi Al Sudan Hentif, is a TV African church system, which literally interprets as people of Christ, Nengu Christi Al Sudan, in the Sudan, Hentif. Hentif means of TV extraction. So the NKSC is there, and the Catholic Church is massive, and Benue has 98% Christians. And you have similar things in Plateau, yet surprisingly, and also in Southern Kaduna. And these Fulani militias, who are mostly Muslims, are sacking these people in this Christian
So you think it's a
areas,
calculated attempt or attack on Christians, just like the international community, they think? You think it's a calculated attack on Christians? Because presidents nothing like that they happen. Saying that everything.
No, there is. There is. It started in 1978. Okay. I remember we went through the civil war with Yakubu Gowon, who was a Christian. Then the Murtala Mohammed coup occurred. And after Murtala was killed, Obasanjo became president. Obasanjo, another Christian. Then when they now went for the conference in 78, you now saw a rise in Muslim militancy. And from then there was now news that we came back to democracy through Obasanjo into Shagari. And as Shagari was leaving, equipment was supposed to come in, then Buhari struck. And from that Buhari striking, it was all Muslims. You had a cascade of coups that now wrote decrees and they're trying to Islamize the country. It was 35% Muslim at the end of the Civil War. Today, the Muslims won't let anybody have peace. Today, you see Boko Haram, it's an Islamic insurgency. You have the Fulani militia thing, it's also an Islamic insurgency.
Okay.
So, and I believe that the Christians are right to claim that they are being killed in north central Nigeria and also in other parts of Nigeria, and they are being killed by an Islamic militia. Whatever you say, it is correct. That's what it is.
But the president say they know they targeted at Christians. Saying a lie. In fact, Bayo Ononuga respond to Ted Cruz, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, when he raised that issue, also tweet about him. He saying a lie, saying no be true. And, several people don't talk, saying a lie, saying no be saying just propaganda, what they won't use against our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So this one, when you talk now, they different.
It's not so. Who are the people? The people being attacked in Benue? Who are they?
But they're attacking people in Borno State, Zamfara State. They're also Muslims.
Listen, there are people in Borno. There are people in Borno who are Christians who also been attacked. If the Muslims are not willing to cry, the Christians are willing to cry. Very simple. Your heat, someone else's heat, and then you are keeping quiet. That person may not keep quiet. They've complained and the government doesn't want to listen to them. And they think if they go to the United States and start saying we're being attacked and government is not doing anything because government is a government of Muslim ticket and we are Christians. So, and now they get a hearing and people start listening to them, taking their case. That is the platforms that gives them traction. So you're looking for anything to do to stay alive. So if claiming that you're being killed because you're a Christian is going to get the international community to wake up and listen to you, claim it. How did we get here? Because of those Catholic bishops from Benue State who went to the United States to complain. That's how this happened. What is Benue State being attacked? A 98% Christian state. Who are attacking them? Muslim fundamentalists. So you don't have to keep quiet. You are the one saying, no, but what is their motive? What is your motive?
Say when people say jihad, say jihad no mean anything. Say, I don't say you hear when you talking last week. It talks say jihad means say mean to kill other people. Say it means something different.
Well, that's what he says to the Fulani militias who are killing the Christians in Benue, in Plateau, in Taraba, in Southern Kaduna. This is what they are saying. Those Christians believe that as they are being killed, the government is not doing anything because they are Christians, and the people who are killing them are mostly Muslim fundamentalists, and so they cry. Now, me and you are in southern Nigeria. Well, nobody kills us like that, so we don't talk. We keep quiet. But the people being killed are telling you they're being killed, and the government is not doing anything because they are Christians. You cannot prove them wrong. So don't tell them, no, you're being killed for different reasons. You're being killed because you're Christian. And he's telling you he is being killed by Muslims. And Muslims are coming on television to justify the killings. If Muslims will come and lie and tell you it is a farmers' headers crisis, it is not farmers' headers crisis. So those Christians who are being killed, their people are telling you now that they are being killed because they are Christians. Don't argue with them. Listen to them. The man is telling you he's being killed, and he thinks this is why he's being killed. Who are you to tell him that is not the reason you're being killed? You're being killed for a different reason. What reason? What reason? There is no reason to kill them at all. So this is what they think. They are being killed by Muslims. Muslims want to take over their land in the Benue Valley, in the Plateau Highlands, in the Mambila Plains, of course, in Southern Kaduna. All these are Christian-dominated areas. It doesn't matter that they came in as they came in. Some Muslims were this. The Muslims who are being killed, who are they? Hausas. Who's killing them? Fulani militias who are looking for land. So yes, the Fulanis may be driving the killings, but the people being killed are Nigerians, and Nigerians who are also Christians. So if the Muslims would not shout, the Christians are willing to cry that we're being killed. Government is not doing anything because it is Muslims in government. That's why they wouldn't do anything. And we're being targeted because we're Christians. This land has been Christian land, and these Muslims want to cleanse us off our land, and they bring Muslims to live there. Who are the people who take over the villages when the Christians are wiped out? Muslims. Ask yourself. So that's why they have their mindsets to make this claim.
Are you saying that government is lying for saying that there's actually no targeted attack on Christians, that they're just trying to make it subtle, or they're being diplomatic? Is that what you're saying? Or they're not being truthful?
Government is not to be believed. Government has not made any attempt to stop these killings. Government has not made any attempt to punish those who do these killings. So the people being killed are not telling you what they think is the reason why their plight is this hopeless. Don't tell me, no, don't say that. You're being killed for a different reason. Your land is being taken over for a different reason. It's not being taken over because you're not Christians. The man is telling you, I believe these things are happening to me because I'm a Christian. You are now telling him, don't stop, say that. If you say that, you will get a lot of sympathy internationally. Then that is what he's doing. He is telling you that, which he knows will attract some Christian legislatures in the United States to say that Nigeria should be put as a country of particular interest. Listen to me. I don't like the killings being done by the Fulani militias. If telling the world they are being killed because they are Christians is the reason the world will bring its attentions and stop these mindless killings, let it be. Whatever it is you employ as a strategy to gain global reaction that will stop it, do. Don't die in silence. I don't know why they are being killed. I could tell you, yes, they are looking for their land, but they are telling you now that, yes, those people are seeking to take over their land, but the reason why government is doing nothing is because they are Christian. That's what they are telling you. So who are you to argue with them? You want to give them a different reason why they are being killed? Tell me why they being killed. Obiono, because your land is loved. We like your land. You have water. You have good grass. You have a particular species of elephant grass that our cattle love. So that's why we like to take your land and drive you out of it. And they are telling you that is just one thing. You may want their land, but the government is not doing anything because the government is okay. You remove the Christians and then bring back the Muslims. Don't forget, at the end of the Nigerian Civil War, Nigeria was 35% Muslim. Till tomorrow, Nigeria remains a Christian majority country. It has not changed. A lot of the population of the North are Christians. Why will the Muslims behave as if Christians don't exist there? It's all Christians all over the places where these things are happening. The places you don't have too much Christians are places like Katsina, Zamfara, and Sokoto, where specifically Fulanis from the Sahel are being used to seize Hausa land, swaths of Hausa land, and then keep them away. So I think democracy is revealing its own dirty sides, and our government's inability to wake up to safeguard the citizens is now beginning to bring out words from the citizens. The citizens are the ones, citizens in Plateau, citizens in Taraba, citizens in Benue, citizens in Southern Kaduna came together, went abroad, and told the international community that they believe the reasons the government has done nothing to save them or help their situation is because they are Christians. And because of that accusation, they now have traffic. They now have international community listening to them. So why are you going to tell them, no, the reason why you're not being attended to is just we don't care? It's not true. They are telling you now, this is why they think you don't care. Because you are a Muslim.
You think saying that the Muslim ticket will get nine be part of the reason we make people feel this way? If you say that Muslim Christian tickets, they feel the same way. Because we don't hear too much about Christian genocide during Buhari's tenure, because Pastor Shibajo was the vice. So why do you think there is noise about Christian genocide now? Do you think the Muslim ticket is playing a key role?
Why would you do a Muslim ticket in a Christian majority country? If not, you want to, put the lead on state capture. That's what it is. All the Muslims have done is to try to capture the state of Nigeria. So they don't want proper elections. And how did they gain advantage? Through Buhari's coup, removing Shehu Shagari. Yes, because Shagari was going to hand over to Ekweme. Buhari stopped it with his coup. Since that coup, Babangida came after Buhari. After that, all the coups we've had have all been Muslim-led coups. And they used that advantage to write to decrees that gave Muslims advantage. And then the rest is history. So why would you do that? Why would you? That is what you need to look at the history. So when you now hear the people in the North saying that they are being killed in North Central, because in North Central is a Christian enclave, from Taraba to Benue, from Plateau to Kaduna South, to all of it there. That is a Christian belt. That's where these killings are happening. And they are telling you that they believe the reasons why nobody is doing anything about their case is because the government is a Muslim government and they are Christians. This is their words. So if you want to now say their words are not true, tell them the reasons why government is not doing anything to save their case. This is what I want to ask. Tell us the reason why.
All right, sir. So there's a tweet I just highlighted. This is the tweet by U.S. Senator Senator Ted Cruz. He tweeted and said, officials in Nigeria are ignoring and even facilitating the mass murder of Christians by Islamic jihadists. Now, it's time to hold those responsible accountable. My Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act would target these officials with powerful sanctions and other tools. That is not just my attention, because Bayo Ononuga responded to him, but my attention at the one way they on that person way on that, see what's in the reply. Gary Goldstein. It talks say focus on the entire government. And we see the advisor make it push for a bill, make it focus on the entire government, cut them off from the US marketplace. Now what's in the advice? Declare officials persona non grata, bomb the area where Boko Haram and other Muslim enemies or armies are located, and provide local Christian communities with arms and training. If this advice were to be heeded, are we not just preparing for war?
If the advice is to be heeded, then you will have an escalation of the current war, of the current slow motion war. That's a war in Nigeria.
Because the
I
Christians now
refer
get
to it
armed
as a
to
slow
also
motion.
fight them. So it could come be like, now wait make at the talk, we'll not go get war for our hand.
Yes, because the government, in trying to fight the Islamic fundamentalist war, is even trying to allow Nigerians to organize forest guards, all that state
Yes.
police. Those are attempts by the government to also put guns in
But
the
none of them
hands
don't
of
prove say
indigenous
they
people.
effective. None of them not they effective yet.
Yeah, they won't be effective simply because you can see through the Muslim ticket, you have mostly Muslim officials still in power. How are they going to allow these things to work? There are people in government who are working against the success of these policies. Even as you say negotiate, you can, there's still is the people in government saying, let us adopt a no kinetic approach. Let us accommodate the terrorists. What kind of negotiation would you see a government accommodating terrorists? How? You accommodate, look at the one that kidnapped a general the other day. He was accommodated, brought into negotiation. Does that tell you that the government is serious? Why will the government officials in the north work to find accommodation for terrorists in the north? Most of these terrorists are not Nigerians. Somebody like Bello Turuji and Bello Abdullahi Bodejo. These are people from Niger. They were brought into Nigeria to specifically do this, do terrorism and use terrorism and ethnic cleansing to hold large swaths of Hausa land in Katsina and Zamfara and Sokoto. Now they've added lands also of indigenous people in southern Kaduna, in Plateau State, and in Benue. So Benue is of a unique, picture. Benue is 98% Christian. Why are the Muslims fighting to displace Christians from their indigenous lands and farms so as to import Muslims? Don't you understand why they will now go to US and complain that this has been done to us by Muslims under Muslim regimes because we are Christians? That's where this comes from, because they've tried a lot of things and they've not had any headway. They've not gained traction. So that's why they are now putting it in a religious perspective. If that is what gets traction, let it be. All we know is when the traction comes, measures will be applied that will bring this thing to an end. So whatever strategy that is applied that bringing traction, that will bring this thing to an end. So whatever strategy that is applied that bringing traction, sustain that strategy.
All right, sir. So make we look a bit at other issues. Carlo, your brother, apart from so many other things we don't do, he attack Alex Uti, your brother, talks that they give him 38 billion monthly, and the most thing of feed doing are these things and we be say create. Say Ojus or Carlo, Oti, and the rest of them did not receive up to that amount in allocation. But even though Ojus or Carlo, Oji, and the other people them and the people who receive the amount when they receive in allocation, so that what he's doing is very poor compared to the amount he's got. But OT has responded to him and told him that his allocation is not up to that amount. In fact, don't tell us your allocation are just 15 billion naira monthly. And then of course, there's also a place of inflation in that allocation, but we're not making excuses for him. So let's move away from there. That has happened. Him too, your brother has begged the president to ensure that they stop demolition of Igbo properties. Him now don't come and come talk, say, the way the constitution of Nigeria, they say Nigeria no go fit succeed like this. We need a different constitution. Why you think say your brother Carlo they talk all these things?
Carlo is coming into his own as a leader, but then he has to now talk left, right, and center, seeking for maybe one of those things he shoots will catch traction somewhere. But I don't think the stones he's throwing at Alex Oti are catching tractions anywhere now. Because Alex is somebody, if you ask me, that has performed so creditably that people are now thanking him. Part of the accusation of Carlo in that thing is that Alex has turned Aba into state capital, which is a plus. So he, unknown to him, is actually promoting Alex. Because all we've been praying is take Aba seriously. Take Aba seriously and then develop it as an economic center, compare it to Dubai and places like Hong Kong. That's what Aba is. Aba has quantum of the human trust. So once a trust exists for a business environment, then add incentives that will make that trust to be so strong in the minds of investors that they will come and do the next thing. And that's what Alex is doing. And I think that's very good. So Carl is looking at the kind of stone he would throw that maybe will stick, but I don't think any of it will stick. You know,
So
the
do
people
you
who came before Alex didn't do well. Alex has come to show them it is possible to do as much as you can. You know, what Carlos says is very different. We're earning money now, and because of the adjustments for inflation, if you used to gain 500 naira before, that 500 naira before is probably now 1,500 because of the adjustments for the inflation and also the exchange rate, protocols. So he shouldn't look at it that way. Alex has done extremely well. I commend what Alex Otti has done. I also commend the fact that he has turned Aba into what Aba should be. And if he continues like this in the next 2 years, I think Aba will have been properly set into what we think it should have been if other leaders who came before Alex Otti had been this serious about Aba. If Aba is developed, where is developed, Port Harcourt is linked, then you link it to Onitsha, the East booms. That's exactly the strategy of the East. If you look at that, develop these 4 cities because they are within an area, and in the middle of these 4 cities, you have the Oshimiri Obaro. That's the Obaro Basin, and that's where you have the largest onshore occurrence of hydrocarbons than anywhere else in Africa. So that is it. The Aba, Port Harcourt, Owerri, Onitsha axis, that particular, axis. That's why you see now there is a rush to develop and counter-develop all other, marketplaces around that particular, circle. And that's, I think, the governors are doing very well. The Aba, Owerri, Port Harcourt, Onitsha triangle, that particular corridor. Once that corridor is well developed in terms of provision of infrastructure, which Alex Otti is doing now, vis-a-vis the Aba Port Harcourt Road, that's good. The Aba Owerri Road, that's been well handled too. Then the Owerri Onitsha Road. Once those axes, that corridor is well taken care of, the East booms. That's the strategy that the East has, and they have in between them the capacity, the possibility for 1, 2, 3 seaports. You will have a seaport there at Ibono in Akwa Ibom servicing Aba, and then you also have another seaport there at Owaza at Obibo side servicing also the Aba. You also have the one in Port Harcourt if it comes on stream. Of course, Onitsha.
Oh dear. I don't know if we're having network issues. I don't want to. Are you there, sir? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, please?
Also has that they need to grow. I believe we have done very well. I think we should continue to develop our places. I think the governor should be encouraged to do the best that they can.
So let's have you have your right of response to that interview where you say, and do I need to play an excerpt of that interview? Because there were some things.
No, you can. I've watched the interview. I've also gone. I've watched it. I have gone on with it with my principal. I've talked to several people about the interview. Okay. There's nothing new in it. All I can tell the gentleman is I, Katch Ononuju, have nothing against Kenneth Okonkwo, but I have a product I'm selling. He came to meet me after I have manufactured that product. The product is a consequence of our internal crisis in the PDP.
Sorry, sir. You're saying that Kenneth Okonkwo came to meet you?
Yes, he came to meet us.
But he said he has never sat with you before. He said it
Let
in
me
that.
help you now. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Where did
Kenneth
you
Okonkwo, he joined APC in 2016. I am a member of the PDP. The movement he came to join, we started the movement as a consequence of internal disagreements in the PDP.
He said no. He said that the obedient movement was just an organic movement. We start on his own.
That is what he said. Because he just good. He now met us on the road. But I'm trying to explain to you, it's not that it started somewhere.
Okay.
It started due to the internal disagreements in the PDP when they refused to zone. When they refused to zone, we who didn't like it were grumbling and say we won't accept it. I and Doino and some other people started that thing and we say we won't accept it. They must zone. When they refused to zone, we said you need to zone for us to have inclusion in governance of the country so that people from everywhere, the way you zoned in 2019, it is now the turn after 8 years of the presidential pendulum being in the north. We need it now to come to the south. When they said no, we left and started what we are doing. That was when Kenneth Okonkwo met us. He wasn't part of us. He joined APC 2016, left APC to come and join us in what we are doing in 2022. He's not part of us. This thing you call the movement was started by members of the PDP, me and Doyin and others who came to us. It didn't just fly from heaven, no. And so after several years, the PDP have now listened to us and said we were right, that they will now zone to the south. We should come back. As I'm talking to you now, the PDP listened to us and said, look, we've heard for your reason for leaving to start the movement. We are grateful to the Labour Party for giving us a platform to market Peter. And it was when we were doing that marketing that people started coming from everywhere. But the fundamental reason was we were members of the PDP. As we were fighting in the PDP, that after 8 years of the presidential pendulum being in the north, it should come to the south, so were people also in the APC fighting. And that was how you saw, even those from the north, presented in the APC, Ahmed Lawal, Senator, Tinubu in March. He from the south. We also in the PDP were having the same war. So when they refused to zone, we left and started the youth movement. It was when we left and started it, that was how Kenneth Okonkwo came to meet us. Understand this. So we didn't just fall from heaven. No, 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 no. We had where we started. We are members of the PDP. When we felt, no, the party was hijacked and they refused to zone, we had a great candidate. We took that candidate from the PDP, and then luckily Labour people gave us platform and we marketed that candidate. So at the end of it, Labour had their issues. We didn't want to get inside it. And then they went into an election, and that was how Kenneth's problem came. So for me, I don't have a thing against Kenneth. All we want to tell Kenneth is, please stop attacking our principal. Now that you have gone to work with Atiku, be fine with him.
How did you know
leave us alone?
How did you know he's working with Atiku, sir?
I know that for sure. He wouldn't turn overnight. Yes, of course. I'm not a child now. I've discussed this severally with several members of our movement, and we know the reason. Atiku is who he's working for, no one else.
So what do you mean? Okay. Why you think saying they work for Atiku? Why you think saying leave on a go they work for Atiku? Why would he leave it?
Well, he left us. I'm not the one to state his reasons. He said openly Peter Obi disappointed him, and I say Peter didn't disappoint him. It was just that Peter didn't have the guerrilla powers to force the Labour Party to remove the clause could stop Kenneth from running for election in the Labour Party. And the clause was, the Labour Party says specifically, you must have spent 24 months as a member before you can qualify to come and contest for their elections for executive. We were just grateful for them for giving us their platform. I don't want, as you heard Kenneth said, that I even still claim I'm in the PDP. He doesn't understand. It's a strategic thing to tell the crowd the truth. I don't have to jump from party to party. I am a member of the obedient movement. I'm a founding leader of the movement. And that's what it is. Okay? I never met him any of the days I went for meeting at the home of Okwadike Emeke Zifa. I never met Kenneth any of the day we went for meeting at the home of Chief Edison Okeke Ochendo. All these were initial places where we were meeting, forming, agreeing on what to do before we brought out our masquerade. It was when we've agreed and brought out the masquerade to national acclaim that people like that now came to join us. We had a root. We had a nucleus. We had a place where we started. Where we started was in the PDP. It was our internal disagreements in the PDP that led us to start that movement. So it was when we have now gained momentum that people like Kenneth came to join us. That's what it is. And I'm saying we don't have an issue with him. Peter Obi don't have an issue with him. Peter Obi doesn't have the muscles he thinks Peter should have to commandeer Labour Party people. No, we don't. Peter stayed on his own, and that is what brought the trouble.
Right.
Peter respectedly stayed on his own, didn't have the muscle to tell Labour, do this, don't do this. No. And you can see how Labour is. Very, very, the war they were fighting right from the Akwanga Convention, they didn't stop that war. So let Peter stay away, Labour fight so that nobody wounds him. Kenneth wants Peter to now go there and tell Labour, why don't you let Kenneth contest? If you want to be official, he can be it. That's what it is. Peter don't owe him. And that was where that fallout came. He started saying, Peter, let him down. Peter, let you down. Let you down. There were several people who were working there for us as presidential spokespeople. I am also presidential spokesperson. I was a special advisor to Peter on public affairs. Dino Melaye was special advisor to Atiku on public affairs. And Festus Keyamo was special advisor to Tinubu on public affairs. I served in the campaign. So am I complaining? I'm not allowed to be this or be that. We are grateful to Peter. Peter don't owe me nothing. I am grateful. He even agreed to run. When we started, we had no candidates. When I first met him, he said, no, he won't run. He will not challenge Atiku. This is what Peter told me. But I didn't run away. I didn't start fighting.
He didn't want to run against Atiku Abubakar at all. That's what you said.
That was Peter's words. Yes, Peter refused at the beginning. He said,
why do you think he didn't want to challenge Atiku? Out of loyalty or?
Well, he was loyal to their friendship. And you can't say, gentlemen are very different. They come in different forms. I didn't get angry. I just looked at it. I said, okay, polite gentlemen, nice to their friendship. And that was how you saw we started meeting other people. I went to meet Chief Edison Okeke.
All right. I think
complained to him on Chendo. He said, no, he can't say that. We're happy that we have also gone very far. I think Peter has done very well. I am not against anybody. Those who think that he has not done much, that is their own judgment. I am grateful to Peter for agreeing with me, and I'm saying it publicly. At the beginning, when I came to Peter, he refused to run because Doyin was asking me, but we don't have a candidate. I said, we'll get one. I know he mentioned about me and Hope Uzodinma. I am proud to say it. In 2003, we were members of APC then, me and Hope. We were campaigning in the East, and it got to time for election. I went to print posters promoting Hope for governorship 2003 on AD. He didn't want to run. Later on, he now called and said, what is it you want? I said, Your Excellency, I want you to run. That was how he ran. 2003 on AD. AD. A long time ago, not under the APC. Understand this. Kenneth is not a politician. He's an actor. See, so he comes, he jumps in, he doesn't understand. I'm trying to explain. There are reasons why politicians do certain things. There is a reason why we started the obedient movement. He didn't know. He just came, thought his opportunity. Yeah, but there are reasons. There are fundamental reasons. And that reason was we were pushing for inclusion of Nigeria's diversity in its governance. And that's what we're saying. If somebody had ruled for 8 years from the south, from the north, it is now turn of the south. The PDP listened to us and recently voted to say they have zoned their presidency to the south. So for me, it shows that I won. It's victory. The party listened. And we said, the way you treated the Northerners in 2019 when you zoned to the North, please treat us also that way. Now that the Northerners have ruled for 8 years with Buhari, zoned to the South. The PDP, as I'm talking to you, have listened to us and have zoned to the South. So Kenneth doesn't understand what we are doing. He just jumped in. He thought it was
All
a
right,
joke.
sir.
It's not that.
All right. All right, sir. There are a few things he spoke about who I would like make you clarify one by
Please.
one. You don't clarify some of them. A talk say you say him being the seek for the position of the publicity secretary of Labour Party. And when Peter Obi could not give that to him, just like you said now waiting make him leave. He say, he deny, say, he no ever at any time been one get any position for Labour Party. That Labour Party was already a sinking ship. That he also said that the position of a spokesperson to the president or the presidential candidate is higher than the position of the publicity secretary of a party. Even though, say, at the time where you talk, saying they seek this position now after election, because we know that a spokesperson to the presidential candidate's work, they end after election. After election, it don't end. But in say after election, because of saying still perhaps they enjoy that position when they don't enjoy as the spokesperson to the presidential candidate, that he didn't have any reason to want to be the publicity secretary of the party. That to him is even a demotion. So is there any evidence to the fact? Is there anybody that can corroborate your claim that indeed he tried?
Let me also help you.
The Labour Party.
Let me help you. I was never, ever particularly, I never said on this your program or any program he was running for public secretary. What I said was he was running for.
That's what he responded.
No. Listen. That is what he said. What he's responding to doesn't mean nothing. He was trying to run for office as the Labour Party sought to elect new executives. And if you notice, of all of us who worked in the obedient movement, he was the only one who started going to Labour Party trying to run. It was when the Labour Party brought out a rule that you must have been a member for 2 years before you can be eligible to run as an officer. That's when he started fighting them. What is Peter Obi's concern in Labour Party electing executives when he wasn't actually in tune with them? So why run there? Has he looked at us, leaders of this movement that formed it before he came to join? Just to tell you, he came just from APC and all he could get to. What is he fighting Labour Party people for? What is his own with Labour Party? Me, that worked as special advisor, public affairs, did I start going to struggle Labour Party with the Labour people? Because I understood how very touchy they were. They thought that we, the movement people, have come. They have given us a platform to market Peter. And some of them were feeling that we even want to take over their party. So those of us who understood it stayed away from the internal politics. Kenneth only got bruised because he went there to start playing, to get involved in internal Labour Party politics.
Easily find shipping solutions with competitive rates and guaranteed delivery time. Enjoy local return.
Labour Party politics. He didn't understand what we're doing. This is just the problem. And he didn't understand what he was doing because he joined us midway. If he had looked at us that he met, who started this movement, he should have seen that none of us were willing to go and start arguing with Labour Party people. Leave them alone. My gratitude to Labour Party was giving us a platform to market Peter. Finito. I belong to the obedient movement, not to Labour Party. Okay, he just left, came from APC. He wants to join Labour Party. Now he's going to join ADC through Atiku. Well, go and meet Atiku. All we are asking him is, please, go work with Atiku Abubakar, but please stop insulting, stop attacking Peter Obi. That's all. Peter is like a young woman we are looking to sell to husbands. Don't start damaging her until those husbands have now agreed to say the girl fine or the girl no fine. Make no spoil the market where we get.
So you think that Kenneth Okonkwo did deliberately try to tarnish Peter Obi's image? Why do you think he would do that?
Because he's now working for people who are also competitors against Peter. That's all. He's working for Atiku, who's also competing for the public heart. and minds like Peter. That's all. What will be his aim? What is his gain attacking Peter since? He has been attacking Peter for a long time when we kept quiet, but we won't keep quiet again now. There are people who own this product. You don't like him, go. Monkey no fine. Mama like him. We like him. We're willing to manage Peter the way he is. He doesn't need to be perfect for us to accept him. He's all right, I beg. Don't spoil Peter, I beg. Stop attacking him. Kenneth, I beg. No verse. Stop attacking Peter. Leave Peter alone. Go and work with Atiku. We accept. You don't go. Go meet your new Oga. Leave our own alone. Stop attacking him at every point. I heard him that Peter attracts urchins, low-life people on the street.
I was going to ask you on that. If I make I even just play just an excerpt. I know add the part where they cause them serious because he caused well. I know add that serious.
Why has Peter Obi?
I bet that shows you how very angry he is. That shows you how angry he is.
Why has Peter Obi not debunked such useless lie that somebody is lying with his name? It shows a leader that cannot even defend the truth or defend people who have even worked for him. Katch Ononuju, these are the kind of problems that Peter Obi has, attracting even street urchins, classless street urchins. So we buy you there. I saw another classless street urchin of the cookie. So cookie level, not a cookie. All those rabies infested, dogs that anything you do because they are ill-bred, they are very ill-mannered, ill-tempered street urchins. It's a kind of follower that he's attracting now. Okay, we buy you there. What was that? What's so green we buy you there? I don't know what it is. But this, can you imagine a society that all that leaders are attracting distinguished people? The people you're attracting are street urchins of the people that fabricate things that are non-existing. Please, there is nothing wrong whatsoever in lobbying for any political post if you're a politician. So if I lobbied for any, I'll be bold enough to say I lobbied for this post. It's not a crime. What is wrong with it? Liars. Let them continue following their kind of leader that they are just. And to come back, insisting that our diversity would be respected. I'll tell you something that you may have not known. Part of the reason that Atiku Abubakar had not been president before now is his insistence on respecting our diversity. In 2007, when he contested for the president, he refused to choose a fellow Muslim to be his vice. He refused to choose Bola Tinubu to be his vice because he said, as far as Nigeria is concerned, it must be Muslim Christian ticket. In 2015, when Buhari won in the primary election, Buhari was contemplating to choose a fellow Muslim. Buhari went to Atiku to ask for Atiku's support after the primary. Atiku told him, I will support you on one condition. You cannot choose a fellow Muslim to run. And Buhari, it was tough for him because he knew the commitment. Then after a while, he came and gave his assurance to Atiku, and Atiku Abubakar supported Buhari. So, because he is exposed, he's well traveled.
All right, so that interview was in Symphony TV, and that video clip is courtesy of Symphony TV. As I make I quickly just put them out there. So you hear a few things we say talk. Nigerians, once again, make a reminder and make on a click. So I need to pay money for subscription. Pay, subscribe, just click on the subscription button. Click on the like button. We are over 600, almost 700 people watching at a time.
That's right.
And we have just have barely 100 likes. Please, let's all like and subscribe, please. I beg you guys. No vex now. We'll continue to push this ministry. We're gonna like, subscribe, share, and make this post go far. So you hear the things in way he be saying in talk for inside there. And there was something he said. I'm sorry, please forgive me for me to mention it. He said you have a health issue.
Health issue.
I don't know.
You know he's an actor. Actors can lie. If I have a health issue, I would know. Unless he saw it from TV. I beg, let him tell me the health issue. Is it malaria? Or which one?
He said it's a degenerative.
Degenerative. You know, I don't have any degenerative illness. I don't have any of that. It's just story. You know, Kenneth thinks that politics is acting. It's not acting. This is reality. He lacks the depth. He's intellectually not there. So he doesn't actually know what it is. Look at it. He's just come to politics, 2016. He joined APC, telling Igbos if they don't come to the mainstream, they will die. The same man jumped out again and then came to join us in obedient movement. Before he knew it, he tried to jump into Labour Party to now contest. They blocked him. He started abusing Labour Party, started abusing Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not your problem. Peter had no powers to tell Labour Party do this or do that. So he stayed away. We, who were originally there, who understood what, we just left them Labour Party because we know their problem. They've been fighting since before we met them. So why should I go join them? It is Kenneth who ran into them. That's why they now gave him uppercut and he started all this anger. So for me, who is very experienced in this politics and understand this game, I don't take such things seriously. That way I have degenerative disease. Thank you very much. Examiner of degenerative disease people. All we are begging him is, please stop attacking our principle. Stop attacking Peter Obi. That's all. Go work for Atiku.
So he's also angry. He's also angry that you lied against him and Peter Obi refused to clarify the lies. That
listen to me.
So why Peter?
Listen, you're just talking crap. Let me tell you, I didn't lie. His problem with Labour Party was he wanted to run for office in Labour Party. And Labour Party...
Is there an evidence to that?
Of course. Talk to Labour Party Secretariat. Do that on your own. It doesn't need to involve me. And then just ask them, when did your problem start with Kenneth Okonkwo? And they will tell you that. Because we, who understood how this thing worked, we left the Labour Party people. I was just grateful they gave us a platform to market Peter. That's it. When they finished and they were going to do those acrobatic, I already knew what they were doing. So none of us talked to them. Kenneth, now not being a politician, he wouldn't understand left from right. He jumped in. And as he jumped in, they now embarrassed him by telling him that, hey, if you're not up to 2 years as a member of the party, you're not eligible to contest. And that was how they removed him. And he now thought anybody could help him. Peter kept quiet, looked the other side. And that was how the insult started. There is nothing Peter has done to him. Nothing. It was just that he thought Peter could not protect his interests. Peter is not that kind of person that will go and start putting pressure on an association he knows were already purposed to undermine democracy. Why should he get involved? So as Peter didn't get involved, Kenneth took offense and started attacking both the Labour Party and attacking Peter. And that's all I can say. But I want to tell him, it is not Peter's fault that Labour Party put that 2-year rule to block him from contesting for office in the Labour Party executive. I don't have anything. All I can see in him is not a mature politician. And that's why he doesn't calculate. If he has understood what we were doing, he will know that we were politely keeping a distance from Labour Party people. Because you know what they are. I don't want them thinking we want to come take over their party. You know, we don't want to. I am grateful to them that they gave us a platform to market Peter. That's enough. It is those who now want more things in Labour Party that can be disappointed. So I was never disappointed. Today we're looking for a new platform. More important to me is the obedient movement. That's all. The movement that we founded. That's all that I care. Not about party. You can always get platforms and do anything that you want. Mine begging to Kenneth is, please stop attacking Peter Obi. Please. Please, go meet your Atiku. It's okay. No quarrel. You have freedom of association in Nigeria. Stop attacking our own principle. That's all we're saying. If not, like he was complaining that some people on internet were abusing him that say, Peter Obi will buy you. Blah, 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 issue of Peter Obi will buy you. And I said, okay. When I asked people who say that, they say some of our obedient movement members were saying, well, what do you expect? Once you start attacking Peter, definitely people will turn around to also attack you. That's how this thing works. So he should understand that. Okay? Kenneth is not a politician. He's an actor. He doesn't know where the border stops between acting and the real politics. And I can see from what he's doing, he lacks depth. He doesn't understand the country. He doesn't understand what we're doing. You know, because what we're doing is very simple. If the Northerners are allowed access to power, if zoning is also done by a party like the PDP in 2009, and they zoned to the north, we now said, now that the presidency has stayed in the north for 8 years, please zone. And when they refused to zone, that was why we now left. started the youth movement, a lot of people met us on the street when we've already built up momentum. And one of those people was Kenneth Okonkwo. But Kenneth doesn't know that acting is different from reality.
Welcome to Shamra Senior Steve.